gentlemen, I have with me the man of the hour, director of Saiyaara, a film that not just gripped the collective consciousness of the country's 20-somethings, but has garnered over 500 crores at the box office globally. Besides, of course, the hysterical ivy-dripping reactions. A big round of applause to Mohit Suri.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. It's great to be here today.
Mohit, how does this one feel? It has to be very, very special, right? What has this mind-numbing, mind-blowing response meant to you personally and professionally?
Well, to be honest, it feels like relief. It feels relieved and that something that you believed in, and when you started off, there were not too many people who believed in you in the genre. I don't blame them because we came, this city, this country, we were all recovering from COVID, and no one knew what the future was like. Everyone thought there's a different new world out there, and we need to be louder. We need to be more out there. You know, OTT is taken over. People want to be digital. Things have to be faster. Nothing lasts forever. And then in that, I went to write this small young love story where it was classically people fall in love, where they meet, they struggle with their careers, their heartbreaks. Because I just felt that no matter how digital we get, whenever the heart breaks, it hurts pretty much in the same place it always did when I was young.
In fact, people say that nobody does the heartbreak genre better than Mohit Suri. What is it with it, and why does it come so naturally and instinctively to you?
Unconsciously, I have a couple of friends in the crowd who know me since college, and I don't think they'll vouch for that part of me. Meghna and me went to college together, and in fact, when my wife gets into a fight with me and she gets really angry, she actually says, you keep all your emotion for your songs and your films only. You have nothing in real life with you. But no, I just think it's about true love is only when if you don't feel the pain of losing somebody, if it doesn't hurt when someone goes away, it's not love. So I just think everyone does the rom-com and the happy part. I just try to put light on the portion when you don't have that person, or you lose that person, or you miss that person. Because I feel that strongly, and I think everyone else in this country also does.
Yeah. Mohit, you have had a very, very long and a very fruitful association with Vishesh Films. Now with Saiyaara, you have stepped into the YRF universe. Has there been a shift, if at all? And what has the shift been in terms of your experience, in terms of your approach as a filmmaker?
Well, I think the principles of making films, I must say that even though the scale of making films was very different between the two companies, Vishesh Films were much more raw and out there, and YRF has a certain amount of sheen, but the basics to the fundamentals of making movies remain the same, I think. And I think that's how it should be, which is importance to script. The script came first before the casting happened.
Right.
Making music. We didn't shoot a single day till all the songs were recorded.
Wow.
Because of the film. And just the fundamental on even the way the film was marketed or positioned. Let's talk about the content. Let's sell the story. Let's sell not the actors, because, yes, they were new. This wasn't a marketing strategy. It was just going back to traditional ways of how newcomer films were marketed. Let the film speak.
Mohit, I read in one of your previous interviews, and somewhere it was mentioned that when you first probably narrated the script of Saiyaara to Aditya Chopra, he was not very convinced. Maybe he thought that it was for a little too young. What happened in between that from not being very convinced, and this is as per your quote itself, saying that he wasn't very convinced. So what was the conversation? How did it lead up to him not being convinced to him backing the film, and how?
No, it was actually completely the other way around. So, I really had put in a lot of my voice into this film. I'd spent, when the previous, I had made this sequel film, which was a studio film just before this. And I suddenly realized that in this atmosphere where everyone was blowing up cars and I was making this love story with new people. But I put in a lot of myself in writing this film along with my writer, my assistant who, this is his first film, he's written that. And when I went to him and gave him the script, I actually didn't narrate to him, I gave him the script. And I remember it was the December holiday weekend post-Christmas. I sent the script to YRF and I actually chickened out. I thought, let me confirm and give him some solutions, in the sense, provide some actors and known names who would back me and make this film, because I was so badly wanted to make this film. It was he who called me in January, the first week, and over a period of just 1 week with holidays.
So you weren't thinking of making it with newcomers?
I wanted to make this film, although I wanted to make it with newcomers. When I wanted approval, I actually said, okay, I have these list of actors that are willing to do this film with me.
And who were these actors?
I can't mention it, it's unfair, they're friends of mine. Okay. But it was Adi sir who actually turned on and told me that, why are you making this film? I mean, my distribution team and my marketing team will be very happy that you're selling this film to me with new known faces. But I'm telling you, your film will flop if you make this film with new faces. No, with established names.
With established names.
And I said, yes, I wrote it for new people, but I really want to make this film. I don't know in this market who will put in this money to make it with new people. And he said, I will do it. So it was completely the other way around, actually. And see, that's what I think film, making anything you believe in. I think this was a person who comes from a background, who's made love stories, who knew that it was about a kid falling in love the first time, and not someone who's already seen fame.
Yeah.
The narrative wouldn't work for the people who've seen it.
But surprising that you say that, because somehow when we think Mohit Suri and we say Mohit Suri films, two things are almost synonymous. One, new faces. Mohit Suri is generally known to work with new faces, and of course the music. Okay. So it's surprising that you had thought that maybe they would be established actors. So what was your thought behind? And generally when you work with new faces, clearly you don't consider that as a big risk.
Working with new faces is always very liberating, to be honest. And I'm not taking away from the fact that the established people have not helped me reach where I am today. But the stars of my life have actually been the musicians I've worked with, the singers. It's been 2 decades, but my career started off with a song like Wo Lamhe O Baatein that went everywhere in the world. 10 years later, there was a song like Tum Hi Ho that reinvented Arijit as such, reinvented and Mithun. And then 10 years after that is a song like Saiyaara, which is again a newcomer like Fahim.
Yes.
And Arslan, Tanishq is there. But the constant search to find someone new keeps me more relevant, I think, because these are people who are connected.
Yeah, because songs or your music is never really the background. It's almost another character in your films. Yes. Yeah. This deep love for music. Do you play instruments? Do you sing? Can we hear you?
No. So I've been categorically told by my daughter not to sing because I'll ruin every song. She's 10 years old and I think she's more connected with what is right. I actually have no sur. I don't know, major, minor. I don't know scale. I don't...
You just have the ear.
When we were in college, we used to probably, go sit in a cab or sit in a rickshaw which had a deck, because they played music. And we intentionally, purposely asked the rickshaw to take a longer chakkar so that we finish the song. I think that's how music should be heard. It should not, you should emotionally want to keep holding on to it. You want to possess it. That's how a song is a good song. It was easier when you were making CDs and cassettes. You knew people wanted to buy them. Now with the whole streaming thing, it's become a little more difficult to judge that. But, I mean, it's amazing sometimes to see my daughter hold a cassette. And I tell her there's songs inside this.
Yeah.
And we used to play them again and again. And there's an A side and there's a B side.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see. And they're like, it's not in the air. But the feeling in the end of enjoying music has to be the same. It still has to feel like that rickshaw ride that you want to not finish. You want to hear the whole song rather than skip it or change the song. And that's the only way to listen to music, I think.
Right. Tell me, Mohit, there's this thing about multiple music directors in a film. Like you said that you first recorded all the songs and only then you started shooting. Of course, there is a thought, there is a process that you will follow while you are directing and making the film. But when you work with such varied artists who have very different tunes, very different dimensions, very different thought processes, how easy or how difficult, and somebody like you who says that I don't sing or I don't play, how difficult is it yet comes up with probably some of the best music that the industry and the country has seen so far?
So it's a nightmare, and I don't suggest anyone else does that. So if anyone's thinking you're using multiple things. No, the thing is, when I started off, I was directing my first film when I was 22. And at that time, I had long hair and thin, scrawny guy. And when I came down, most people didn't take me seriously. They didn't think a director came down. They kept looking for the director to still come down. So I don't blame a lot of senior.
You were in Krish Kapoor mode.
Yeah, I was exactly like Krish Kapoor, I think. So most people didn't want to work with me at that time because the senior ones, because they probably, I don't blame them. They didn't think I knew my job or whatever. So out of an inability, I actually went out and found these young guys like Mithun and who's 19 and all these people and got an ensemble number of musicians together. But what was really good over there at that time was I was someone who went out and hung out in clubs and coffee shops and places, and that's where I knew there was a DJ like Suketu who had done an album like Bin Tere Sanam, and so I knew remixing the song would work because we used to see that happening, and everyone didn't do that. At that time, people used to remix only old songs. No one remixed new songs. Right. But I had an edge because I was connected at that time. So I just put it all together, and it worked. The same thing happened for the second film. And then what was your limitation turned and became your strength. So I am not against working with one music director, but my greed or my need for good music, if one person can give it to me, I'm more than happy. But I keep it open so that if multiple people can give it. And I love this, I love that process where you're sitting and jamming and you're sitting with people. And what's amazing, like for example, the Saiyaara title track, there are these boys from Kashmir who I hear one song called Ishq in the indie circuit. And I'm like, call this boy down. He brings along his partner they've come for 14 days to Mumbai to try their luck. The last time Arslan was working on the Atal Setu between Leh, Ladakh and Kashmir as a civil engineer.
Wow.
He's given himself 14 days. He comes and he meets Tanishq Bakshi, who is from Bengal.
Yeah.
Who introduces him to Mohit Suri. I make them meet Irshad Kamal, who's from Punjab. And we jam together and we make something in the air, which is the Saiyaara title track. I think it's the most amazing process, isn't it? So I just love that whole...
Ladies and gentlemen, I think a big hand for Mohit Suri for introducing some fantastic talents to the industry, to the country. And it's not just the actors here. We know it right now. Mohit, from Zeher to Saiyaara, you've come a long way as a filmmaker. While, of course, your journey as a filmmaker has I'm sure there has been a lot of growth. You have also worked with some of the most wonderful other filmmakers, somebody like a Mahesh Bhatt, somebody like an Anurag Basu. And I hear that with both of them, you share very, very special bonds and very special relationships. Tell us a little about Mr. Mahesh Bhatt, and of course with Anurag Basu.
So I got to work with Mr. Bhatt after he had quit making movies. Like he retired. I mean, he was still produced. I mean, he was creatively producing. So I could never see him in action on the set. But the best part of Mr. Bhatt is he will never get into your film or into your script. He will always. It's like he brings the best out in me, or in Anurag, or in anyone. He will do something so unusual, and that's just everything. Like, for example, there's a scene in Saiyaara where Krish's father lands up at his workplace with the police, and he gets violent with him and throws him, and I remember I was staging that scene in Yash Raj in the conference room with the actors, and I kind of got dramatic myself, and I came out of the conference room and I suddenly saw all the staff was looking at me because I was screaming and shouting and stuff like that inside.
Which is unlike you.
I got into the character, yeah, I think. And when I went down, I don't know whether most people have seen this, but there's a really good statue of Mr. Yash Chopra at the entrance of Yash Raj Films.
Yes.
So I thought, am I going a little too dramatic? I mean, we come from different backgrounds. And so at 7 a.m. next day, I was going to shoot the scene. I sent a missed call to Bhatt Sahab, Mahesh Bhatt, and he called. He's up at 4 a.m. and he called me up, and I said, I'm feeling unsure. They're very nice people here, Bhatt Sahab. I think I'm getting a little too dramatic and he has no idea about my script. All I told him is a scene where the son gets violent with his father because he's an alcoholic, and Bhatt Sahab just cut me off and he said a couple of swear words to me. That's him. And
That's him, yeah.
I didn't realize that my profile picture was a picture of my son's hand in my hand.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Yeah, and he just said that if anyone, the way you holding your son's hand in a close-up, the kind of emotion you feel towards your son, no matter how you go shoot this scene, it's never going to have a wrong emotion in it.
Wow.
The son and father bond is too pure for you. How can the same person who has a DP like this even ask me this question? Go shoot it the way you want. And he was right, because that was the first scene that I think one of the few scenes that Adi sir really liked so much in the film. So I think that's what he is, and whether it's him or it's Anurag.
And the minutest details that he has noticed.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't know the script, but he notices these things, but he notices, and he knows my equation with my father, so he knew the person that I am, and no matter what you do, a shot cannot, no one else can take away the truth that is there behind the camera, actually. But whether it's him or it's Anurag or it's even guys like Love Ranjan, and Adi sir. I'm sorry, I'm just saying everyone's names. The thing is, my aim in life over here is to work with some really great people, and I'm so happy I'm getting to do that. It's not. I mean, there is the money. It's super, but just hanging out with people. Like I was in the 8th grade seeing Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge in the theater in Gaiety Galaxy, and I called my dad to see it again, and I bought a ticket in black to see the film. And I saw that film and said, I want to be a director, is when I saw that film.
Yeah.
And imagine working for him today. That was a big moment for me myself. It was a fanboy moment for me, and I'm really grateful for that.
Wow. Talking about these strong emotional bonds and the connects, Mohit, your films often carry a very, very strong emotional core, right? But while working commercially, how do you find that balance? And purely as a filmmaker, how do you find that balance of presenting such an emotional film and yet making it commercially viable?
You know, we can lie and cheat and say, oh, no matter what we are, but I must give credit for this to my wife. She's someone I was dating since my first film. Correct. And I'm married to now for the last 12 years. I hope I've got that right. Yeah. But no, it's not that. It's that person who lets you be. I think what's very important for us creative people is someone lets us be the mad people that we are. And I promise you it's not easy being there.
Wow. Lovely. Before we wrap up, Mohit, very quickly, I will do a very quick rapid fire round with you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. One film of yours that never got its due. You tell me your pick and then I will tell you what I feel.
Avarapan.
Avarapan, right. A contemporary filmmaker whose work makes you envious.
Anurag Basu.
Udita's favorite film of Mohit Suri.
Damn, I've never thought of that.
And she has been with you since before the...
Yeah, I think she likes Saiyaara quite a lot. You know what she did? It was very funny. She purposely saw it before because when she has a trial of her own, she only invites doctors, lawyers and teachers for the children. Right. She checked it out if it's a good film, then only she invited them. Otherwise she wasn't going to show them the film.
But any particular...
Loved it, yeah, she did. Saiyaara.
Saiyaara, okay. If there is one film that could encapsulate everything that Mohit Suri stands for, and he wants to show his children, just to understand who he is as a filmmaker, which one would
I haven't reached there yet.
You haven't?
I haven't reached there.
Is there a wish list of actors? Anybody, maybe a particular Khan who you would want to work with, or any other big star that you would really want to work with in future?
Not at all. I don't have those aspirations to work with someone. I just want to make films that touch everybody, I think.
Of all the brilliant music that you have presented and brought in for us, which is that song which is your favorite, or where you can just say, this is me, this is Mohit?
I have to give credit to Wo Lamhe Wo Baatein. It was my first hit. I was 24. It's something that set the bench so high that I've always tried to live up to that. So your first film, your first hit song, it's the first one that made me realize that I know what I'm doing. So yeah, it has to be Wo Lamhe Wo Baatein, I think.
Wonderful. And on that beautiful note, thank you so much, Mohit, for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for chatting with us. And thank you so much for giving us the biggest hit for the longest time.
Thank you so much. Means a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mohit Suri.